back to Thalias Cakes, and today I will be showing you how to make
a basic chick, but in a pumpkin version.
If this is your first time here, first I want to say welcome, and if you enjoy cake decorating and dessert making, you might want to consider hitting that subscribe button. I started off with making my pumpkin stem by rolling it into a fat log shape. Then I began by thinning out one side of it and shaping it into a stem. With this fondant tool, I'm going to give the stem some texture. This does not have to be perfect. I got a question for you. Are you a pumpkin spice chick or a peppermint chick? I'm actually both. That's how basic I am. And then I added in a cake pop stick and set it to the side to dry. I also wanted my pumpkin chick to look girly, so I made 2 curly vines to represent her hair, and to do that, I wrapped it on a popsicle stick. Not a popsicle stick, a cake pop stick, and let it dry. Alright, enough of that, let's move on to the cake stuff. So I baked 2 10-inch cakes and 2 8-inch cakes. I started off by taking off the caramelization from all the cakes and saved one of the cake tops from the 8-inch. Now I'm going to simple syrup each cake layer. Doing this keeps your cakes nice and moist. And don't worry girl, this will not make your cake any sweeter. This part here is not necessary. I only did it because I couldn't find my cake lifter. It was just to help me lift it up, but I ended up finding it. If you plan to add a filling into your cake, it's always best to have a buttercream border around your cake like this so that the filling doesn't ooze out. This pumpkin chick is the real deal, okay? Not only is she basic on the outside, but she's basic on the inside. So I went ahead and spiced it up on the inside with a little bit of pumpkin spice mocha buttercream. I'm going to spread this out using my offset spatula, then applying the next layer. If you would like to try this pumpkin mocha spice buttercream, click over here and it'll take you straight to the video. To stack this cake, I placed down 1 8-inch, then I placed down both of the 2 10-inches, and then I placed down the last 8-inch. A part of my cake broke, so I used some buttercream to glue it together. I felt like the cake needed a little more height, so I added on an 8-inch cake dome. To start the trimming process, I used my serrated knife and just began from up top, rounding it out all the way to the bottom. Here you see that I added more than 1 cake dome, but I ended up taking them off, so don't even worry about it. Just add 1. When it comes to carving a cake, you want to make sure to take your time, because sometimes it's really easy to take off a whole big chunk that you didn't mean to take off. I ended up switching to a smaller knife to round out the bottom. And don't worry, pumpkins aren't perfect, so it's all good. Now this cake is ready for a crumb coat. It's important to give your cake a crumb coat to hold in all the crumbs. Alright, now I'm gonna pop this in the refrigerator for about 30 minutes to chill, and then take it back out and give it its final coat. To smooth this out nicely, I use a piece of poster board. Make sure to get underneath and swipe up and clean it off after every swipe. And eventually, you will get something like this. Pop that into the refrigerator for about 15 to 20 minutes and take it out so that you're able to rub out any little bumps using your fingers. So I was thinking about making this pumpkin cake orange. I was like, nah, let's make her white because nobody ever shows any love to the white pumpkins. It's all about the orange pumpkins, all September season, all November season, and October. How did I skip over October? I rolled out some white fondant and draped it onto my cake. Quickly but gently smooth out the fondant. Now I'm cutting off the excess fondant with a pizza cutter, then using a piece of fondant to smooth out any little bumps. Using this fondant tool, I'm going to give the pumpkin some texture. I made a hole on top using this cookie cutter because I wanted the stem to look like it was actually growing out of it. And here I'm just transferring the cake onto my cake board. So what kind of basic chick would this be without a scarf or glasses? I was really tempted to make her little feet so that I could make her Uggs. But then I was like, that's gonna look weird. Cause she's a pumpkin, you know? Pumpkins don't have feet. To make the scarf, I used this beautiful burgundy colored fondant. I wanted to give this scarf some texture, so I bought this red thing. I'm not sure what it's called, but they do sell it at the Dollar Tree in the floral section next to the ribbon. To really grab the texture, I rolled my rolling pin on top of it. Then I cut out a thick strip using my Wilton strip cutter. I really enjoy using this strip cutter. It makes life so much easier. Carefully, I'm going to wrap this around her body and cross it over each other. Once that was set, I cut out some little scarf strips using my pizza cutter. Now I'm just adding a little water onto the scarf to make it stick to her body. Now I can add on her two little hairs by lifting up the stem and sticking them in between. I know, that's mad cute, right? For the eyes, I just rolled out a thin snake and shaped it like this, then made the eyelashes. I let this dry for about 10 minutes to make it a little easier to apply onto the cake, so it doesn't lose its shape when I pick it up. I stuck everything on with water. So my girl was looking a little pale, so I had to put a little blush on her. I wasn't feeling the glasses frames that I originally made her, so I just took it off and remade them a little thinner. Moving on to making her little pumpkin spice cup. Instead of wasting so much fondant, I thought to myself, what if I can just make this out of cake pop dough? I started by shaping the cake dough into a cone shape. Then I cut off the skinnier end. Then I stuck it onto a little cake board facing upside down and coated it with buttercream. Since it was so tiny, I used a piece of aluminum flashing to even out the sides. Once that was set, I put it to cool in the refrigerator for about 20 minutes, then covered it in white fondant and trimmed off the excess fondant. And just like any old coffee cup, I made the lip of the cup using a clay extruder and stuck that on using water. So instead of making the Starbucks logo, I thought it would have been a lot cuter to make it with the colors from the Starbucks logo, but with the pumpkin logo. Cause I mean, it's pumpkin spice, you know? Speaking of Starbucks, I actually made a giant Starbucks peppermint mocha cake. Be sure to check that video out at the end of this video. I will be leaving the link down below in the description. I made myself a little pumpkin template. And I'm cutting out a green circle for the background and sticking it together with water. Now I can flip the cup over using another cake board, and then I can stick on the logo. Here I'm using some of my pumpkin buttercream to resemble the coffee inside the cup. And for the whipped cream, I used buttercream. And last but not least, I sprinkled on some pumpkin spice cinnamon sugar on top. Now for the final two decorations. I felt like this cake needed more to it, so I made a napkin and added some detail on it. And just when you thought it couldn't get any more basic, I added in a birthday cake pop like the ones from Starbucks. I made this out of a fondant ball and rolled it in white nonpareil sprinkles and stick the little cake pop stick inside. And there you have it, a basic pumpkin chick. I feel like she came out so adorable. After sketching her out, I was so excited to share my idea with you guys. If you've ever made or if you plan on recreating any of the cakes from Thalias Cakes, please tag me on my Instagram at Thalias Cakes. I would love to see it, and also for a shout out. I feel like she needs a name. She kind of looks like a Jacqueline. What do you guys think? Leave a comment down below. Question: what's your favorite drink that you like to order from Starbucks or Dunkin'? I'll be leaving my answer down below in the comments. Please give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and click over here to subscribe to my channel for some more fun cake tutorials like these. And I'll see you next time with some fun and creative Christmas cake tutorials.